Hello and a very warm welcome. My name is Udo Sendaiduk, and in this video I want to show you a really quick and nice way to bounce down your modulation to an automation lane. Because there is nothing like that. There's no function to just select a menu option like bounce down this modulation. It can be easily here or maybe here, bounce to automation or something. Because sometimes you have a modulation that's really sweet, but at a specific point you want to change something manually. And this creates a lot of work to stop the modulation at this point, put in an automation and all this stuff. And it would be far more easy to just bounce down a modulation that is already there. And another reason is with the whole DAW project, where you can exchange your project files between, for example, Bitwig and Studio One and FL Studio, for example. You could just give all the modulations you have in your project, your MIDIs, you could give that automation to the other person who is using not Bitwig without that modulation system. So they could work with your previous modulation that is now an automation, and you can transition better from one DAW to another. So let's start. So I have modulation here ongoing on the cutoff. There's also a reverb, you can hear that. And now I want to have this modulation as an automation, as I said it. So what I do is I go in this node container and load in a MIDI CC device. And in this MIDI CC device, I load in a MIDI CC and another MIDI CC, or maybe let's do it like that. And this is MIDI CC 21. And this is MIDI CC 22. Okay, I messed it up. This is 21 and this is 22. No, it isn't. Oh, come on, Bitwig. So another click. This is 22. Okay, now we have it. So this is 21 and I call that bounce dual. You will see that in a second. And this is 22. And this is just called bounce. And this is, oops, this is off. So here put in 63 as the roundabout middle. So if I want to bounce a bipolar signal like this, or a single polar, unipolar, non-polar, as a unipolar signal like this, I already have those two dials. So I have already made this modulation, and now I want to transfer this modulation to this modulation. So what I do, right click over here and then copy the modulation routings and paste it on that. So you see, you have already the modulation here, and let's do it as well here. So I have the bipolar modulation and the unipolar modulation. These two will come in effect later. So if you don't have a node container, you have, for example, a VST like the Surge, you could use a chain device for that and put in your modulation you want to have in here, and such a MIDI CC device in here, and here you load in Surge XT, for example, like that. And then you can modulate. I just modulate something here. I didn't put that in the chain, sorry. So here in the chain and here in the chain. And now you can modulate whatever you want, something like this. Or you copy it, like copy and paste and paste, for example. Now you have the same modulation here. So you always need a parent device for this device, so you can have the modulation on the same level. So this is the workaround if you want to bounce down a modulation that you have, for example, on a device that doesn't have this notes container. Okay, let's go back. Okay, now I have this modulation going on here. And what I do now, I create another track, another instrument track. Where is it? Here is it. And I copy this device in the new track. So, and the input of this track is the output of my Polysynth and the MIDI CC device. So the output of this goes into here, and you already see that these devices, these modulators, are going to run now. You don't need these anymore, but because I created a preset for myself, I have both in one preset, so I don't have two presets, only one preset. And the right side I use for the source, and the left side, the modulator side, is used for the target. And now just hit record. Important is that you hit both here, I think. Didn't you maybe try it like that, but I don't think it works. But maybe it works. It works. Okay. And then you have the bipolar signal as automation and the unipolar signal as automation. Now you can decide, do I want to use the bipolar or the unipolar signal? But we want to use the unipolar signal. So we go on the source again and say, okay, add an automation lane. Then I deactivate the modulation. And now I just copy this part or move it. Could move it over here. And now I have this modulation here. And one thing you see is that here's a latency. I don't know if it's really that big. I think I started from here, but normally the latency isn't that big, but it has a latency. And just check if the automation really fits to your modulation. If not, you could just fix this with selecting it and moving it a little bit to the front. Then you can, for example, change things here. For example, like that. Or like doing, wait, you could just do that. That's it. So my name is Odo Sendaidukai. Thank you for your time and attention, and I hope to see you soon again in the next video. Stay healthy, save the future, take care. See you then. Ciao, ciao.